We've already done this a few times, so this won't be any surprise to you. When you come in today, log into Google Classroom. I'm using this example, but you'll have a different Google Classroom for my class. Open up another tab and log into Google Drive. Your Google Drive may look something like this, depending on where you have other teachers using Google Drive and Google Classroom. All you're going to do today, it's what we've been doing for the last several days. When you click on one of these, you're going to save pictures from each one of these. You're either going to save a picture or you're going to create a screen capture. Here's the way that's done. Find a musical instrument that you like that represents music on this campus. Also, go into Tools, select Size, and select Large. That will give us bigger images. If you notice, when I roll over these images, down at the bottom this comes up and shows you numbers. 1427 by 1600, that's how many pixels this whole image is. Now remember that that's the entire image, not just one of these guitars. I'm going to select this one because it's got a violin on it, and you can tell at the bottom it's 1300 by 1390. I'm going to click on it to enlarge it. Then I'm going to go over here to the right and select View Image. Notice how there's a magnifying glass. That means that the image is larger than it's being shown here. I'm going to click one time on it, and it's going to show me the actual size of the instruments. I'm going to hold the Control key down on the keyboard and click on the image and select Save Image As. When this dialog box comes up, it may look like this. You're going to leave it on desktop here, but just so that you can see what it's supposed to look like, I'm going to click on this little arrow and it's going to show me the whole dialog box. If you ever have it like this, just click here and it'll expand it. Later on I'll show you how to save it right to your Google Drive, but for today we're just going to save it on the desktop. I'm going to click Save, and it's going to download that image. Now I'm going to go back down to the dock at the bottom of the screen. If your dock is hidden, just put your mouse down at the bottom of the screen and it'll show up. And then I'm going to go to the Finder, which looks like this little smiley face. Okay, I have several windows open right now, so I'm going to close this window. Since I'm still in the Finder, which you can tell up here, this is the same thing as the desktop, I'm going to go to Finder and select Hide Others. Here's where the image was saved on the right-hand side. You can disregard everything over here because this is my computer. Your computer should be empty. Your desktop should be empty except for the image that you just saved. So now remember to use the Command Tab feature. I have my thumb on the Command key. I'm tapping the Tab key. And I'm going to go back to Safari. You're probably going to be in Google Drive, but I'm in Safari because this is where I have a student signed up on this computer. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to click on the tab that says My Drive. Depending on what grade you're in, 7th grade or 8th grade, double-click on that folder. Inside your 8th grade folder is your named folder for this class. It's going to be Art or MMD, which stands for Multimedia Design. I'm going to double-click that. And then there should be a folder in here called T-shirt. Double-click T-shirt. And this student has already saved a screen capture that looks like a video camera. Select New. File Upload. Click on Desktop, and if you want, you can change the way these things are viewed by clicking on this little icon that has the 4 squares. That'll show it in Icon View. This is the one I want right here. I'm going to select that and select Choose, and it should start uploading. So now this student has two images. You can see the hierarchical path structure here. My Drive, 8th grade, MMD_J Martinez_P1 in the t-shirt folder. That's all you'll have time to do today. Another way to get images in here, I'm going to go back here, close this one, and then I'm going to select Art Materials. And I'll show you another way to get images into your Google Drive. Remember to always go to Tools, select Size, Large. If you get color images like this one here, you can also go to Color, Black and White. And again, when I roll over these images, you can see down here at the bottom, this one's 1300 by 1300. I want to find one that represents art. So you can look for palettes like this one. This is a palette, or paintbrushes, anything that represents art. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to go over here to the side and select View Image. Just so that you can see how large it is, I'm going to click here with the magnifying glass, and that shows how big the actual image is. Once more, I'm going to hold the Control key down, click on the image, and select Save Image As. It's already set to desktop, so I'm just going to click Save. Then I'm going to close this window by clicking the X here. I'm going to close this one, and that's going to leave my Google Classroom and my Google Drive up. Now another way to get an image in here is to click this green button, which will minimize the window. If the window doesn't minimize, it means that someone's already stretched it to the full size of the screen. So notice what happens to my cursor when I roll over to the right-hand side. It'll switch into two arrows. I'm just going to click and drag this to the left to make the window smaller so that I can see the desktop and also these two tabs in my browser. Now I'm just going to click this image and drag it right in here. As soon as it uploads, you'll see the icon pop up. Now this is very important. I'll say this every time. After you've saved images from every different discipline, I have music, I have art, and I have video represented now. I just need the other ones, theater and dancers, and then I'll have enough icons in here to start doing my t-shirt layout. I'll show you in another video how to do the layout in Photoshop for tomorrow. But remember, please always do this. Click here and sign out. Close this tab, click here, and sign out. Please sign out of all of your accounts. I don't want someone coming back some other time and saying, Mr. Wing, all my stuff is gone because I forgot to sign out and someone erased everything in my directory. So always, 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 I can't stress it enough, always sign out of every account. Google Classroom, Weebly, Google Drive, anything that we're in, always signed out at the end of the class. As soon as it's done signing out, you can close these windows and just leave the desktop like this. Now the last thing you're going to do before you go after you sign out is you're going to select these images. I've just clicked and dragged a rectangle. I'm going to hold the Command key down and hit the Delete key, which is on the top right-hand corner of the keyboard, and it'll throw those two things away. Then I'm going to hold the Command key, the Option key, and the Shift key and hit Delete again, and you'll hear the sound of those things being thrown away. It's very important that you save all of your images before you start composing or compositing your t-shirt design. And again, I'll show you in another demonstration tomorrow how to do that.